What's going on, guys? Blazing here, and today we got another Raid Shadow Legends video. And just like every other content creator out there, I'm gonna do my video about Gembo the Dishonored. So if you have Amazon Prime, you get him for free, right? Great, epic, void. He's really good in Arena. He's kind of fallen off since Stone Skin and Reaction has been in the game. But overall, I mean, still great for bronze all the way up to like gold 4, low gold 5. He's not used in Plat Arena anymore because of the Stone Skin meta. So if you guys don't have a Gembo the Dishonored and you'd like to get one, stay tuned to the end of this video to get the keyword to comment down below so you can have your Gembo the Dishonored next Thursday when we do the drawing. We're going to do it next Thursday to give you guys some time because on Friday we are going to have a champion chase. So when you grab him on Friday, you'll get an extra 350 points towards that champion chase. Shout out to HDub for putting out a video letting everybody know not to collect them until then. So let's go through and we're going to do this where we build him. And we're not going to use the Hell Hades optimizer this time. This time we're going to just do it old school, like we used to back in the day, like 3 years ago, where the optimizer wasn't around. And you'd have to sit there and go through most of the pieces of gear you had, right? And the reason we're doing that is because I had a viewer who asked me to do it because they don't play on PC, they play on mobile. And so they're fairly new. And they wanted to know how would they start to gear a champion for arena or endgame content as they start moving on, right? So let's get into it. We have a fully ascended, full 6-star blessing Gembo the Dishonored. We'll go through his kit real quick. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit steals any increased attack buff. Each hit also has a 30% chance of stealing 1 random buff. It books up to a 50% chance, right? So if he's got 1 buff, he's going to lose it. If he's got 2 buffs, if it's an increased attack and something else, then you have a pretty good chance of stealing both buffs on there. So if it's like a Duchess with like a veil on it or something, you have a really good chance of taking that off, or should have a really good chance. Increased attack buff steal cannot be resisted. So the only thing on the A1 is that you have to build them with accuracy, right? And usually your nukers for arena, at least, you don't build with accuracy. So A2 attacks all enemies, has an 80% chance of decreasing the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. This effect cannot be resisted on critical hits. So, and it books up to 100% down to a 3-turn cooldown. This is going to be a little funky for us because we're not going to build him with 100% crit rate. We're actually going to only build him with 70%, and that's because of his A3. So his A3 places a 30% increased crit rate and a 30% increased crit damage for 3 turns, then grants an extra turn. So it's not actually for 3 turns, it's more like 2, because once you get the extra turn, this becomes a now 4-turn to a 3-turn cooldown, right? So it's a great mechanic for when you want to build them with the 70%, like a Hefrak, right? You build them with the 70%, they get the increased crit rate, then they get to go again and nuke. So his passive is immune to decrease attack debuffs, will ignore unkillable debuffs when attacking if he's under increased attack buff, right? So you obviously always want to pair him with increased attack. If he's a nuker and he's attack based, you're not going to use a defense based or a defense based buff, right? We want the increased attack. Then we have ally speed in arena by 20%. Not the worst, not the best. It would be better if it was everywhere. But, yeah. And then for Blessing. For Blessing, we went with Crushing Rend. And so with Crushing Rend, he's going to gain 20% crit damage, 7 speed, 1000 HP, and 4000 attack. And we went with Crushing Rend because he's going to be able to add some ignore percentage for defense based on how many levels the champion is, right? So at level 6, he will ignore 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4% per level. At level, we'll ignore, yeah, right? It's the first hit on each round will ignore a percentage of the target's defense. We'll ignore 1% for every 50 levels. That's for 1, and then down here at 6 star, we get for every 10 levels. So we're going to be able to ignore another 6% of the target's defense. So that's going to come into play because between the lethal set that we're going to gear him in, or Savage, I'm leaning towards lethal because it'll give us the extra crit rate, so we can still boost his crit damage and his attack, but we'll see how it goes from here. And then with Helm Smasher, right, we're also going to be able to ignore about another 25%. So ignoring defense right now is kind of the meta for Arena. You don't really bring a decreased defense anymore unless you're in lower tiers. You just kind of go right for the nuke, right? So let's get into building him. So when we first look at Gembo, we know he's attack-based. So we're going to, again, assess the situation. Do we want accuracy? Yes or no? If we wanted accuracy, then we'd start with an accuracy banner. In this case, we don't want accuracy. We want attack, right? So for banners, we're going to go filter. We're going to go attack, main stat, substat. We want attack percentage and speed. Now, Lady Kimmy's got a 5-star, and I've got a 6-star just sitting there. So we're not going to spend the extra silver to take it. Plus, the 6-star is probably better. 6-star's got 20 speed and, 12 attack. So this one has 10 attack and 16 speed. So the 6-star is going to be better. All right. Then for a necklace. Neck, we want to have primary is actually going to be crit damage with a substat of attack. So looking at this now, I have, let's see, Michinaki, Ninja, and Jintoro. I don't want to touch Jintoro because I use him for Clan Boss. So we got 25 here. We could possibly roll another one. Ninja has got 23. This one's got 46 because it's got 1 roll into it, plus 36. And then Michinaki is 22. So it looks like this one's going to be my keeper. And then as for the ring, again, we want to go primary attack, substat attack percentage, right? Where we're looking for the highest attack percentage. So again, we have Ninja, Jintoro, and we have Yumiko. I really don't want to touch the Jintoro or the Yumiko because those are my arena builds. Actually, I think this Yumiko is built for, what is it? Doesn't matter. So, Fire Knight, that's what she's built for. And then Ninja's got 17. This has got 18 plus 7. So we'll go with this one. And it's nice because it gives us an extra layer of protection because we have a reaction piece. All right. So now, depending on what kind of speed you want your Nuka to be, it's whether you would put speed boots or attack-based boots on him. Now, in our case, we know that the arena meta is no longer speed, right? The only time you really want a fast-based attacker is someone like a Rotos, who is able to get a lot of extra turns and can pump out a lot more damage, right? Unfortunately, Gembo isn't going to be able to do the same. But in this case, we're going to start with the top 3. And then we're going to try not to take any gear off anybody, but hopefully we can gear him in a lethal or savage with like either a cruel or what's the other one that would be good? We would look for cruel or where are we? Or fatal. So we want substats, crit rate, crit damage, right? So let's see what we got. We got a few pieces of lethal. We have a few pieces of savage. Let's see here. We got a helm, Well, before we do that, let's do the attack percentage for the helm and the weapon. So let's see what we have for that, because I think that's going to decide. Okay, we don't have any of the weapons. We don't have any savage. This has got attack percentage, crit rate, and accuracy. We don't want that. This has got attack, crit damage, crit rate. We did keep a low roll on that, so maybe. Alright, let's try in Solus. Let's see, what can we get? You know what? We're going to try and do it with the lethal. Just because we can get the extra 10% crit, so it's less crit rate we have to try to find on the gear. So we'll hit with that one. Let's see now. We'll have to revisit the weapon because I'm not sure what is going to be the best one. So then let's go into shield. Now shield we won't be able to get attack percentage for a stat. So we will just have to go with crit rate and crit damage. Let's go back down to lethal. We have a fatal one, but that's defense. Okay, we have crit damage, decent, speed, HP, and crit rate. Crit rate, crit damage, defense. Let's see. I'm leaning towards that one. Yeah, I'm thinking that lethal would be better. Okay. Now for the gloves, we're actually going to want primary stat, crit damage, substat, crit rate, right? But let's see what we have for choices here. So we do have some lethals. Those aren't going to work. That's not going to work. Preferably, we want some attack percentage, right? What do we got here? We got 2 attack, crit rate, and then 2 flat stats. So we'll take that. Now for the chest, being an attack-based nuker, we're obviously going to use attack, and we want crit rate and crit damage, right? We still need to build about another 30 crit damage, crit rate in here. So we do have one on our LiQWYD, and we have one on our Bellower. If we take the one off of our Bellower, we should be actually fairly close. Okay. Alright, I think I can handle that. And then for boots, we are actually going to go... Ooh, this is a really good one. Triple crit damage, crit rate. We don't have speed on it, but... Okay, so the weapon now, we need to find... we're going to need to find crit damage and speed. And we're going to want to try to find it in a lethal set. So this is the only bad part about not using the Hell Hades optimizer, because the optimizer would obviously just spit this out much faster for you, right? So it doesn't look like I have any lethal set of crit damage and speed. So, let's see what we have in Cruel. So Cruel, I've got a crit rate, crit damage. So let's say we do that right there. So then we're good on crit rate. All right, and then I guess we're gonna have to take the chest off the LiQWYD. Unfortunately, I was trying to avoid that, but LiQWYD can always be rebuilt in a different set. Where is it? We want attack based. No, sorry. We want primary attack. There we go. So, we now have our Gembo at, I think, a pretty good build. Let's go in and equip the gear. So, we're now sitting at a nice, pretty 6.4k attack, almost 6,500. We are sitting at 185 speed, 73% crit rate, 305 crit damage. We don't care about resistance. We don't care about accuracy. I mean, if you did really want accuracy, I'd say a 250 would be a good amount, and you can get that using a banner. So, let's go in and see how well we built him. Okay, so we want to go into Arena. All right. Let's see if we can find something here that's got an unkillable. Most of these teams are going to be kind of tanky for him. You know what? Him being void, I don't think is going to matter. So let's go in. And we are going to actually target the Duchess first. Ooh, a Stone Skin Foley. Okay, so we took the Wither down in one shot. We weren't going to take the Rotos down. I knew that. Oof, Rotos took us down. Alright. So the nice part is that he's Void Affinity. So he's never going to have a weak hit, right? He's got no one that's going to be able to weak hit him, or for him to weak hit, so he's not going to have that issue. But that was decent. You know, we didn't. It was a 41-minute farm, but we didn't break any world records. You know. Let's see here. Let's change the page. We got another Gembo there. I'd like to find something where it's you know what, this one should be pretty good. Harima is actually going to counter us pretty hard, but we should be able to one-shot the Leorius. There we go. Now we will focus down the Duchess. Right. Obviously I'm playing this in auto, so if I wasn't playing it auto, I would be a little more selective about how I'm doing this. But his he's kind of squishy. He's pretty squishy. But his AI can be a little wonky sometimes, right? Let's take this over. His AI can be a little wonky sometimes and not take the proper setup. So we haven't built with the 70% crit rate because we want him to use the A3 before his A2. And so sometimes that doesn't work out that way, right? He just goes right into his A2, which is a problem. Let's go. It's man, if that Duchess had killed me, I'd be really upset. Let's take out the Duchess. There we go. Let's... Alright, Mithralis too high resist. We will put Harima to sleep. Alright. And there we go. Alright. I mean, it's... We'll win. It might just take us a minute here. Let's increase attack. A3. A2. Yeah, it was a little bit of a longer farm than I wanted to do, but... you know, he is viable. He does shut down the Leoriuses. He does shut down the Skull Crowns. Let's see. We'll go up against this one. I guess next I'll take him into Spider or not Spider. He's horrible in Spider. But we'll take him into maybe Dragon and just kind of see how he does for the wave clear. For Faction Wars, he's going to be great. Ooh. Oof. See, right there, he did his A2 rather than his A3. He still one-shot everybody, but that's not... I guess I should probably build a proper AI for him. So let's go in here. We'll take him out. We'll go recently used, put in Gembo. Make sure that he always prioritizes his A1 before his A2. Right, and maybe this would help us a little bit better towards one-shotting everybody. There we go, increase attack speed. That's what I'm talking about right there. So yeah, like I said, his AI is a little wonky, so you do want to have a preset for him to make sure that he does his A3 before his A2. Let's try to see if we can find another battle real quick. We'll go with that one right there. We may lose the speed battle. If we lose the speed battle, it's over. We're not tanky enough, but there we go. We won. Lock out. That reaction accessory is helping us survive a little bit. That's it. Let's see if we can find something a little bit tankier. Take this one on. that Brogni's probably in a shield set. So, no shield set. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty tanky team. You can see that Mountain King's down to like 20% HP. So, we're going to focus the Duchess first. Right? Want to make sure that she's taken out because she's our biggest issue. There we go. Then we want to take out the Mountain King. Right? Okay. We'll go with Brogni. Again, a little bit of a longer battle, but you're not, when you're looking to farm arena, you're not going to sit there and take on the tanky teams, right? You're looking for the quick, fast kills. You're looking for the ones that are going to be nice and squishy that you know you can take on. A good accessory for him is always going to be reaction. Not reaction, I'm sorry, refresh. So just being able to reuse that A3 over and over would be good. The only worry I would have about using reaction on him is if he's proccing just the A3 and not attacking, right? So let's see. I think that was a pretty good. Let's see with this Heffrack. I'm pretty sure that Heffrack's going to be in Stone Skin, but if he's not, yep. I've been seeing that a lot lately, where Heffracks are built in Stone Skin, and I don't know how I feel about that. So there we go. We put him to sleep. You know, Stone Skin is great, but for an attack-based champion, I don't really think it works out well, because the shield is basically, from Stone Skin, is basically based on your HP. So it's not really going to help. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Let's see if we can do a quick dragon run. Right? See how well we do. Let's throw him in here. He's also good for Fire Knight, because he does have a double hitter. Let's go. Yeah, this team ought to work. So we have Yoshi bringing the increased attack, increased accuracy. We have Lydia bringing the decreased defense and the weekend. Wait, before we do, let me make sure he does, because we know he's not going to do his A3 first. Ooh, one shot the whole wave. That is really good. But yeah, you got to make sure you prioritize his A3, because he does have a bad habit of not doing it. I mean, I guess the other workaround is you can build him with 100% crit rate, but I like using every ability they have, right? So it's great when they have the built-in increased crit rate. So that 250 across the board right there, that's good. I'm happy with the build. I think it's going to do well. You know, again, he's not my main nuker. I do have a Leorius, I do have a Baron on my main account, so it really depends on, you know, when you need him, what you're going to use him for. But for a new player, mid-game, some late game, he's great. I would say he starts falling off around high-end gold 5 for Arena. He's going to be great for Faction Wars. So I would not use him in Hydra. I would use him in... You could do campaign farming, but he's kind of squishy. So you'd want to make sure that you put him in like a lifesteal set or something. But yeah, minute 50. I mean, we're not here for a speed run anyways, but yeah, he did just shy of 2 million damage. Ninja did 1.5, sorry. So it's not a bad build. I'm happy with it. I'll keep him there. So if you guys now want to get yourself a Gembo the Dishonored, we will do 2 promo code giveaways. Since I have Gembo both on my main and my alt account, why not give it out to you guys, right? So all you're gonna have to do is just thumbs up this video if you wouldn't mind, please. Help the channel grow. it gets more of this out there. The more I'm out there, the more giveaways I can do. I'm not being selfish. I'm trying to give back to the community. I mean, you guys are great. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. So I want to just try to give back as much as I can. So 1, like the video. 2, put the keyword in the comments below, Gembo, right? And then 3, just be a sub of the channel. We'll pull for next Thursday. That way on Friday, I can give you the code and you can use it to get your Gembo the Dishonored and also get 350 points towards that champion chase. Again, shout out to HWZ for making that video earlier because I was totally just like forgetting about it. And he has made a great point to just grab your Gembo on that day to give yourself a little bit of an extra boost, especially if you're going to go for that fusion, right? And you're free to play low spend, especially with all the shards we've been having to pop lately. It's going to be a hard one. So, till next time, guys. Catch you later. Thanks. Bye.